Welcome back to the Malaysia Money Matters show. It's the 5th of November, 25. Our mission today, a rapid deep dive into the most crucial Malaysian, international, and political news we've seen lately. We'll connect the dots, focusing on what these events really mean for you.
Absolutely. And we've got quite a mix today. Some really strong local stories, but set against some pretty serious warnings coming from the global stage. Let's maybe kick things off with the Malaysian companies.
That's good. First up, Binastra Corporation. They've just announced a very significant contract, RM 188.5 million. It's for mechanical and electrical works at a data center in Cyberjaya.
Right, and that's their fifth data center project, isn't
Right.
it? Really cements their position in that, digital infrastructure space, pushes their total contracts for the year past RM 2 billion. That's quite a number.
It really is steady work there. But then you look at Westports Holdings, also a strong quarter. Q3 net profit up 16%, revenue jumped 31%. Looks great on paper.
Core business is clearly humming along. But they're also putting out some cautionary signals, pointing specifically at global trade policy shifts, U.S. tariffs, things that could slow down future volume growth.
So even with strong local performance, those global jitters are definitely being felt. And speaking of concerns, Lotte Chemical Titan Holding analysts seem quite worried.
Yes, the warnings are pretty stark. They're talking about persistent losses, potentially right through until the end of 2027. And the real kicker seems to be a huge debt installment coming due, $180 million starting in 2026.
Oof, that sounds serious. Survival concerns.
That's what some analysts are hinting at, yes. If the market doesn't turn around significantly by then, it's more than just a dip.
Right. And we saw some sharp moves in smaller caps, too. Tanco Holdings.
Yeah, the MB trading activity seemed to precede a pretty sharp drop, 16%, I think. Triggered a temporary halt on intraday short selling, the IDSS.
Okay. And NexG also got flat.
That's right. An unusual market activity query after its price fell 20%. Hit a 6-month low. Shows regulators are definitely keeping a close eye on, volatility and trading behavior.
Okay, so some company-specific turbulence. But stepping back, the ringgit seems to be a bright spot, nearing a one-year high.
It is, yeah. It seems buoyed by, expectations that local interest rates will hold steady, plus general optimism about Malaysia's growth prospects. MUFG, for instance, thinks it could strengthen even more, maybe to 4.15 against the dollar by year-end, citing solid macro fundamentals.
Interesting contrast to the global picture. And on the domestic front, policy changes too, expanding the employment insurance system.
Yes, a bill was tabled. The idea is to broaden EIS coverage to, basically all job seekers and also boost the benefits.
What's the key change there?
I think the big one is this new mobility assistance allowance, 1,000 ringgit if you find a job more than 100 kilometers away. It's aimed at, helping people move for work, tackling those regional job mismatches.
Makes sense. And they've also tweaked the Buda 95 fuel subsidy for e-hailing drivers.
Right. They looked at how much fuel drivers were actually using and adjusted the quota. Eligible drivers can now get up to 800 liters of subsidized RN95 a month, but it's tiered now based on how much you actually drive.
So the highest tier is for the most active drivers.
Exactly. Those covering over 5,000 kilometers a month get the full benefit. Makes the subsidy, better targeted to real needs. Includes airport taxis, too.
Okay. Now, shifting gears globally, the U.S. and China. The race for critical materials continues.
Very much so. The U.S. is putting serious money, over $600 million, into domestic rare earth magnet production. Vulcan Elements is the company named. It's all about securing that supply chain, reducing reliance on China, a clear sign of ongoing strategic decoupling in key tech sectors.
And that obviously impacts global trade, supply chains everywhere. Meanwhile, on Wall Street, what's the mood? Sounds like some warnings are coming out.
Definitely hearing caution. Top CEOs, Goldman Sachs included, are suggesting investors should brace for maybe a 10, perhaps 15% pullback in stocks. They're saying valuations look full.
So they see a correction as potentially healthy, but still, it's a warning.
It is. It suggests the immediate outlook, globally at least, is viewed with a bit more caution than optimism right now.
And finally, just wrapping up with a couple of key local legal updates, the 1MDB Tenor trial.
That's concluded, yes. The High Court verdict for Datuk Seri Najib Razak is now scheduled for December 26th. And separately, Dame's widow, Naima, has been given leave by the court to challenge the MACC seizure of Ilham Tower.
Okay, so those cases continue to move through the system, important markers for the legal and regulatory environment.
Absolutely. Investors always watch these developments closely, signals about governance and legal certainty.
Right. So that brings us to the big question, really. You've got these stark warnings from Wall Street about a potential global pullback. You see volatility in local stocks like NexG. But then you have Malaysia's own economic optimism, a strengthening ringgit. How do you, the listener, balance that global caution with this local resilience? It's quite the tightrope walk right now.
It really is something to think about.
Definitely food for thought. We encourage you to subscribe to the Malaysia Money Matters show for more deep dives into the news that moves markets.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you would like a deeper dive into all the investment opportunities from today's news, subscribe to my newsletter at moneymatters.substack.com. I will be sharing a deeper analysis of the key investment opportunities from today's news, including what makes these opportunities stand out and how they fit into the broader market trends. By subscribing to the Malaysia Money Matters newsletter, you will also get exclusive insights on my watch list and portfolio and fundamental reports on Malaysian listed companies.